So here we are, once again, with yet another tragedy. Public influencer, Charlie Kirk, a conservative activist, hosting an event at Utah Valley University. It was speculated that the shooter was on the roof of a campus building and took a shot, hit Charlie Kirk in the neck, and he was later pronounced dead. Now, I'm going to say this. Now, I'm sure that what I'm about to say will probably rub some the wrong way, will certainly piss a few individuals off, but I'm not here once again to gain likes, to gain favoritism, to have any or everybody approve of what I say. But I will say this nonetheless. Okay? I didn't care for Charlie Kirk. He wasn't one that I looked up to. He wasn't one who I agreed with when it came to his views on politics. I didn't care for the fact that his right-leaning, conservative, anti-black rhetoric points of views, in which when he went to these college campuses to debate the college students and stuff, and his take on DEI and anything else that had to do with targeting those within the black community, I didn't care for. But despite all that, just because I didn't agree with what Charlie Kirk had to say, I don't agree with the fact that just because he says something that I disagree with, we can agree to disagree. It doesn't warrant it to get to the point where a person has to cross the line and taking somebody out just because they have an opinion that you don't agree with. Now, I do understand that there are those that will argue that, if you're a content creator or if you're a public figure or a public influencer, a lot of what you say sometimes resonates with those who may follow you. You may be of influence to certain people. And it may be speculated that due to the latest mass shootings and stuff, where you have people that say, oh, I was influenced by what Charlie Kirk had to say against this topic or against this group of people or whatever. You can't blame the actions of other people. You're accountable for your own actions. And a lot of people love to talk about shifting the blame or pointing the fingers and stuff, which is something that I myself have a huge issue with. But sometimes certain things do need to be addressed in order for there to be a resolution, a solution, some kind of correction, some kind of, adjusted stance to, make what's problematic something that's an issue, something that are affecting people, to come to a, how they say, the ends justify the means, but in a positive way. Whoever did this, again, I can only speculate. I don't know the reason. They said that they had a person in custody, but it wasn't the person that they came to find, was responsible for the untimely unaliving of Charlie Kirk. Another senseless act of violence. So, again, what are we doing when it comes to gun reform? Because apparently the issue is when it comes to the violence, guns are a factor in the equation. Whether you want to believe it or not, it is. And furthermore, there are those, and yes, you may not like the man, you may not approve of what this man stood for. I get it, but it's sickening that you have those, and I've seen some content creators rejoicing over the fact that Charlie Kirk has died. You can't be the type to sit there and say that those on the right are insensitive, that have no moral compass, that are soulless, when you are defining yourselves to be exactly who you are criticizing. And the pendulum swings both ways. But in this case, I'm addressing those who needs to have this shit heard. I know we have come to a point where we are conditioned to be desensitized. And that is a problem. I'm not here celebrating this man's death. It's a fucking tragedy and it's unfortunate to say the least. Some of you guys' behaviors is fucking ridiculous. And it needs to be called out. I'm not a party affiliate. You can see in my bio that it says that. And again, yes, I do believe that as content creators, we do have some responsibility to the things in which we say, the message that we try to get across, and those who we are influenced. Because sometimes our rhetoric is dangerous. I don't know much more than what I'm already presented when it comes to the information that's made available to this unfortunate circumstance, this tragedy. He was only 31 years of age. And again, just because he had political point of views that people may not have agreed with, it didn't warrant a death sentence. And the person who did it, people may say on the right, oh, it's probably the lefties or the Democrats or these fucking liberals. It doesn't matter at this point. The fact of the matter is that a man lost his life. Cut and dry.